All right, let's dive right into a classic Windows headache, one that I'm sure has stumped a lot of you at some point, getting a standard user to connect via remote desktop. If you've ever been locked out of a machine you know is running, you know exactly how frustrating this can be. Let's get it solved.
So, you ever ask yourself, what's the deal here? You set up a perfectly good user account, they try to log in remotely, and nothing. It just doesn't connect. It feels like it should just work, right? But for some reason, Windows is putting up a fight. What is actually going on?
And this is the exact situation so many people find themselves in. You can practically see the login screen in your mind's eye. The machine is on, it's waiting, it's ready to go, but your standard user account just can't get through the door. It's a huge pain, especially when you know the one file you need is sitting right there on the desktop.
Okay, let's get to the root cause. And the most important thing to realize right off the bat is that this is not a bug. Your computer isn't broken. This is actually a security feature. It's Windows working exactly the way it was designed to, based on a security-first mindset.
And here it is, the heart of the issue. By default, Windows only gives the keys for remote access to one group and one group only, the administrators. Think of it like a default security measure, a big digital wall designed to keep absolutely everyone out unless they have the highest level of clearance. So if your user isn't an admin, well, that door is sealed shut.
So how do we fix this? We can't just make everyone an administrator. That's a huge security risk. So how do we open the door for the right people without just handing over the keys to the entire building? Well, thankfully, Windows gives us a much smarter tool for this exact job.
And you have got to understand the difference here. It's absolutely crucial. An administrator can do literally anything on that machine. Install programs, delete system files, you name it. But someone in the remote desktop users group, they get one and only one special privilege. They can log in remotely. That's it. They can't change important settings. This is the correct, professional, and most secure way to grant this kind of access.
So, how do we actually put a user into this special group? It's way easier than you might think. It's a simple 4-step process. You just open up a tool called Computer Management, find the Groups folder, double-click on Remote Desktop Users, and then just add the username you want. It's that straightforward.
But what if you do all of that? You add the user to the group, you feel like you've done everything right, and it still doesn't work. It happens more often than you'd think. That's because getting the permissions right is only one piece of the puzzle. There are a few other little things that can trip you up.
So before you start pulling your hair out, let's run through a quick pre-flight checklist. Seriously, just like a pilot checks everything before taking off, checking these few things first will probably solve your connection issue and save you a massive headache.
Here are the 3 big ones. First, power settings. You can't connect to a PC that's asleep or hibernating, so make sure it's set to never sleep when plugged in. Second, the user needs a password. For security reasons, Windows will flat out refuse a remote connection to any account that doesn't have a password. And finally, the firewall. You've got to make sure your firewall has a rule that actually allows remote desktop traffic to get through.
Okay, we've covered the why, the how, and the common gotchas. Let's just boil this all down into a really simple, quick recap so you have everything in one place.
Here you go, your 4-point cheat sheet. Number 1, check the permissions. Add your user to the remote desktop users group. Number 2, check the power plan. Make sure the machine is actually awake. 3, check account security. That user has to have a password. And 4, check the firewall. Make sure the path is actually clear. You get these 4 things right, and you are good to go.
And that's really all there is to it. You've taken this common problem and turned it into a simple, secure, and repeatable solution. So now that you've mastered this, the only question is, what other frustrating process are you going to tackle next?